This is WKYT This Morning.
It's Friday. Good morning. Welcome into WKYT. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Michelle Chamberlain, and the Cats won. It's March 18th.
That's the big news of the morning. Here we are at 6:30. Also this morning, some parents worried about their safety of their children after a bag of heroin was found right outside a Central Kentucky elementary school.
Police have identified a suspect in the death of a man who was outside of a Lexington fast food restaurant.
We have the 30s outside this morning. It is a chilly start across the region, maybe even a little frost mixed in here and there. We're 32 now in Montgomery County. We get into the afternoon, 63. You got to love it. Look toward 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Rain and snow comes along. I'll show you that in your forecast coming up.
All right, thank you. A lot going on this morning. It was a disturbing discovery. Police say someone found heroin right outside of a Montgomery County elementary school.
Yeah, WKYT's Mark Barber is at our live desk this morning with reaction from parents.
Michelle, the spike in drug use in Montgomery County is frightening parents, and it's also concerning investigators. They say now that heroin was found on a sidewalk right outside an elementary school, it shows just how far things have gone and just how close the danger is to students. The bag of drugs was found after a blood drive at Mount Sterling Elementary Wednesday evening. Montgomery County investigators say they are battling an invasion of drugs. In the last few weeks, Mount Sterling police have worked 12 heroin overdoses and 2 overdose deaths. They think the increase in those cases can be connected to an increase in high-purity heroin on the street. One mother who has children at the elementary school says she saw signs of drug use in the park next to the school, but never thought it would crawl this close to her children.
Now it happens right up by the doors. This is just, it's too much.
Scary?
Very scary.
School administrators say the increase in drug use is a problem that is just too big to fight on their own. So they're encouraging parents and students to come to a public forum at the Montgomery County High School. They will be meeting after school at 6:30 on March 31st to warn and educate students about the dangers of drugs. From the live desk, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Thank you, Mark. Now, Lexington police have identified a suspect in a deadly shooting outside a fast food restaurant. Police have issued an arrest warrant for 21-year-old Devontae Hobbs. He faces murder and robbery charges. Police are asking for help finding him. They say on January 12th, Hobbs shot 23-year-old Timothy Brown Jr. in the parking lot of McDonald's on Russell Cave Road.
2 people are facing charges after deputies in Laurel County say someone found 2 young children outside alone. Deputies say Sarah Powell's 2- and 4-year-old children showed up at a home on Kentucky Hollow Road. The 2-year-old was not wearing any clothing. Deputies say they found Powell and her boyfriend, Sean Bosch, sleeping in their home about a mile away. They also say they found horrible living conditions and drug paraphernalia in the home.
New this morning, a man is in jail accused of breaking into a Lexington woman's home and attacking her. Police say Brian Brown kicked in the door of the woman's home on Mount Rushmore Way off Pimlico Parkway around 2:30 this morning. Once inside, police say he assaulted the woman before taking off. Her dog followed the man, and police say Brown was arrested nearby on an unrelated warrant. Police are still trying to figure out how the two know each other. A Lexington business is badly damaged after a large fire. Cooper Greenhouses is on Sulphur Well Road off North Cleveland Road. Firefighters say employees were burning cardboard when the fire got out of control and quickly spread to a nearby barn, mobile home, and field. A woman inside that home escaped, but with some injuries.
The Kentucky Senate has passed a bill that would end state inspections of coal mines. The bill would turn those inspections over to the federal government. Supporters say Kentucky's coal industry is suffering from too much regulation, and the bill would end duplication by state and federal regulators. But opponents say the state has a responsibility to ensure that mines are safe. The bill is now headed to the State House. Appalachian coal communities hit hard by layoffs will be getting $45 million in federal funding to help them diversify their economies and create new jobs and retrain workers. The Appalachian Regional Commission and the White House announced it as part of a $65 million grant package for workforce development. A bill that would make community college free to high school graduates has passed the Kentucky House. The proposal would eventually cost taxpayers about $20 million a year. Students would have to maintain at least a 2.0 grade point average. That bill is modeled after a similar program program in Tennessee. It is now headed to the state Senate for consideration. Well, March Madness is a great time to be a basketball fan here in the Bluegrass. It's happening everywhere. Today, a Lexington school is looking to keep its run going in the boys' Sweet 16.
And the UK women's team is warming up for tournament play as well. WKYT's Mike Byer is live in what should be a busy downtown Lexington later today. Good morning, Mike.
If you're a true basketball fan, this is the time of year you dream about. It's also the time that Lexington is calling your name. The KHSAA Boys Sweet 16 tournament continues here today at Rupp Arena. Top ranks Paul Lawrence Dunbar will take on Bowling Green. That game will tip off this afternoon at 1:30 with a trip to the Final Four on the line. Then later today, South Laurel will take on South Oldham starting at 8 p.m. The excitement will pick back up tomorrow with the Kentucky women who kick off a school record 7th consecutive NCAA tournament appearance. They'll take on the Bulldogs of UNC Asheville at 4 p.m. That game will air on ESPN2. The game will be right here in Lexington on their home court at Memorial Coliseum. Now, with all this basketball action going on this weekend, it's expected that a lot of people will be here in the city, especially maybe in some of the bars and restaurants downtown. I think it's a safe bet to say most of those establishments will be packed to the rafters with basketball fans watching these games. Live in Lexington, Mike Byer, WKYT.
Thank you, Mike. Now, keeping with basketball news, the coach of the men's team at Western Kentucky University has resigned. This after 3 of Ray Harper's players were suspended from the team following a hearing by the University Disciplinary Committee. Western says it will not discuss the disciplinary charges against the players. The athletics director says Harper will continue to be paid through the end of his contract, which is up at the end of June.
All right, a lot of questions on that, and maybe more will come out. Our time this morning is 6:39.
It's a big day for the Voice winner, Jordan Smith. His first album hits store shelves today.
Right, they're all excited in his hometown. Smith says the 12 songs on his album titled Something Beautiful has a little bit of everything. And to celebrate the album release, Smith will be at the Harlan Walmart at 11 o'clock this morning to meet fans and sign autographs. It should be certainly exciting for them, a big homecoming for Jordan, and what a run he's already had, you know.
It is exciting to see.
Great voice. And 6:40 the time. Go right ahead.
I'm so excited. Let's check to see how traffic is moving along this morning.
Here is Officer Don with a check on live drive traffic. Good morning, Don.
Good morning. Well, no collisions. We have a stalled car working right now. It is inbound Nicholasville Road just past Southland Drive. It's in the left lane, but they're trying to get that cleared out of the way. So hopefully it'll be gone by the time you pass through there. Getting a live look at traffic flow at the moment on the inner and outer loops of the circle. No real complaints there. Inbound Versailles Road past Keeneland looks good. Nicholasville Road past Manowar. Right now it's one cycle of the light through that intersection. Our drive times, so far we're okay coming in from Nicholasville, as you just said, 13 to 15 minutes depending on when you leave. No major delays right now on the north side of town. And if you're coming in from Georgetown, things are moving fine. Now back to you in the studio.
Don, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. We've told you about the busy weekend in Lexington, so get ready for the streets to be crowded. We have a lot more news coming up on WKYT this morning.
One company in Chicago is doing things a little differently to keep business brewing. We'll show the new addition to the office that gets more than ideas flowing.
And we're looking outside, seeing current traffic look pretty good, but current temperatures, not so much. Very chilly. We'll talk about the snow chance there for the weekend coming up.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Currently, we're seeing temperatures there in the 30s, maybe a little frost on some of these budding trees and plants outside. And look, once we hit the afternoon, it's going to be a really nice day. So yeah, we're chilly this morning. I would do a light coat as opposed to a long sleeve shirt. Reason being, light coat later on today, you can just remove and throw it in your back seat and forget about it. Here's the look across the way once we get through the day. Teachers, heads up, this will be one of those days you can get the kids outside. Temperatures are there in the 50s there by 11 a.m. for the playground forecast. 1 p.m. there for the playground forecast as well for the kids at 60 degrees. If you're heading out to lunch, you guys with any coworkers or whatever it may be, it's a good looking day in store. Let's talk about your weekend. Why not? This is what everybody wants to know about. This is what everybody's been asking about. When's the cold air arrive, and are we going to be seeing snow out of it? So here are your answers. Cold air arrives tomorrow, off into Sunday, both of those days sitting there in the lower 40s. And also, look at that. You're talking about I-64 northbound holding on to the best opportunity. There's 12 p.m. So you're talking about midday tomorrow already seeing snow chances in the forecast. It's going to be a rain-snow mix on both Saturday and Sunday, but I-64 northbound is the best opportunity maybe to pick up some light accumulation. I will tell you this, ground temperatures are in the 50s and some in the 60s. Ground temperatures, not air temperature. So anything that falls, if it's heavy enough, it can stick, but it's not going to stick around for a long time. It sticks around for a few hours, melts away, and that's all we really have to worry about. Going off into Sunday, still looking at that chance of throwing off even a few more snow showers mixed in with some rain. So there are chances of snow going for the weekend on both Saturday and Sunday. It's very isolated spots with accumulation, but I do expect at least some areas to pick up some light accumulation. So you're asking, when's the latest snowfall? Because I've had this question a few times past couple of days. When's the latest snowfall we've had around here? And it was actually May 24th back in 1925. It's been a while. We'll just put it that way, almost a century ago. So May 24th, that was a trace being, you're dusting or you're coating. But if you're looking for more than that, 6 inches of snow fell on May 20th back in 1894. That was a long time ago. So it just shows you, yeah, it can get farther off into the year than what we're seeing now. And this is a little bit later on, but still, I mean, we're still looking at that chance there for the weekend. It's not even close to being the latest ever, though. That's Saturday and Sunday, and then we head off toward the next week. Next week, we'll start off in the 40s, but watch this jump very rapidly. 46 Monday, Tuesday at 65, and then we're back in the 70s next week. So all in all, this is a quick hitter. We're talking 2-3 days of some pretty chilly temperatures. This weekend, though, this is the perfect weekend to stay indoors, watch some basketball. Remember, UK plays Indiana, huge game going on. I believe it's 5:15 tomorrow,
That's
if I'm not
right,
mistaken.
right here, yeah.
Right here on WKYT, so it'd be perfect time to sit in, enjoy it while it lasts, and yeah, we'll get it on out of here for next week.
There you go. Sounds good.
That
Really,
sounds pretty good.
It actually works out.
And I know you don't like the snow, and you don't like the cold. It's coming just for the weekend, okay?
It's
Just
not
give
that I
it some
don't
time.
like it. I just don't love it in
Well,
March.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm with you on that.
Timing is everything.
I agree.
And
That's
this
the
is
truth.
supposed to be spring.
That's right.
But we'll get right back to it. Thank you, Micah. 6:47 right now.
So drinking on the job is forbidden in most workplaces, but some Chicago companies are on the other extreme.
Right. They actually have kegs in the office.
Can you imagine?
Brews on tap 24/7. One office manager says if you offer beer in the office, the talent will come and stay. He says it also stimulates creative thinking. And the company that supplies the office kegs is called Crafty. They say that they deliver to more than 100 companies in the Chicago area. So apparently a growing trend.
I don't think that would work in the newsroom.
No, don't
No.
think so. We have to get our facts straight, right?
Very true.
There you go. All right, good to have you along on WKYT on this Friday morning with a lot more coming right up.
That's right. More news when we return.
Coming up, a threat against Donald Trump's family, the latest on the FBI and Secret Service investigation into a suspicious letter, plus how the leading candidate's tax plans could affect your wallet. More real news coming up on CBS This Morning, next.
Welcome back into WKYT this morning. It is 6:51 now.
A disturbing discovery outside of Montgomery County Elementary School. The school says someone found heroin on a sidewalk.
Police say the drugs were found after a blood drive at Mount Sterling Elementary School. The school says sent a letter home to parents telling them about the discovery. Police say they're seeing a rise in drug use throughout the community. New this morning, a man is in jail accused of breaking into a Lexington woman's home and attacking her. Police say Brian Brown kicked in the door of the woman's home at Mount Rushmore Way off Pimlico Parkway about 2:30 this morning. Once inside, police say he assaulted the woman before taking off. Well, her dog followed after the man, and police say Brown was arrested nearby on an unrelated warrant. Police are still trying to figure out how the two knew each other. President Obama's choice to replace the late Justice Antonin Scalia continues making courtesy calls on Capitol Hill today. Merrick Garland met with key Senate Democrats yesterday, including the Senate Minority Leader Harry Reid. But he did not meet with any Republicans. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell maintains he will not consider Garland's nomination. But some of the GOP have now signaled that they are open to meeting with him. Michigan Governor Rick Snyder is urging Congress to immediately pass a $220 million bill to help fix the water contamination crisis in Flint. The call came during a hearing in which lawmakers on both sides blasted Governor Snyder and the EPA's administrator, Gina McCarthy, for their slow response. They're calling for both to resign. For the latest, WKYT.com.
So we're in the 30s this morning. We're in the 60s this afternoon with mostly sunny skies today. Today's going to be pretty much the same as the past couple of days. Evening looks just fine overnight and into tomorrow. Guys, that's when the rain and snow mixture moves on in. So we're going to have more updates as we go throughout the morning, on midday, and also at noon.
All right, yeah, the mid-morning show there at 10. Nobody's more up to date than you. Thank you for being with WKYT.
Have a wonderful weekend.